Well, my memory card filled up, but anyway, you can see we got things blasted here. Was going to start priming, but it's raining out now, so it's just going to have to wait. It's not like I don't have other things I can do. So we got a bunch of pieces ready for primer. And I think I got more to do, so it's not like I got to take all this apart, because I got to blast all the gloss black on that stuff too. The control arm, these little cap things. Start getting this apart so I can clean this up too. Need to clean this stuff up too. The kickstand is going to be a satin black, but all this is going to be gloss black. And this stuff's super nasty, so get the stuff out so we can clean it up and bead blast this stuff too, so it can be sprayed when I spray the frame. If I might spray it in 2 shoots, we'll see. A few more parts. These are the brackets that held the skid pan on. This holds the rear fender on, and this is a skid pan. So yeah, I cleaned up out of the parts washer, get all the grease off. That'll make it a lot easier to bead blast. Right, I'm not going to video these, I'm just going to blast them, and hopefully tomorrow it stops raining, I can start priming everything. Stopped raining long enough to where I was able to go out and prime these so I don't surface rust until I paint them. And I'm going to start bead blasting those other bits right now that the stuff's all in primer. Getting all the bits primed. They're going to be gloss black. Slowly plugging away at it. I'm going to call it a day here, and we'll pick this video up tomorrow. Slowly getting the bits and pieces painted. These are satin black. They're just not dry yet. They're looking good. And then I got the ignition bezel and the speedometer bezel, or the speedometer bracket, ready for paint. So I'm spraying gloss black. I got all that, but I'm just working on some other things right now, so I'm just gonna plug away at it. This is the last of the bits I got to blast other than the frame itself, which I hope to do later. But yeah, this is the roughest part of the bike, is this rear swing arm, because a cat was spraying, getting in the garage where it was stored. The guy kept it. He had an opening in the side where the cats could freely come and go, and he had cat food in the garage. And there he had blankets over the bike, but the cat was spraying. It was just going right through the blanket onto the bike. It smelled really bad when I got it, a cat spray. That smell's pretty much all gone now, but you can see it kind of wreaked havoc on the swing arm. So anyway, on the chain and little bits and pieces here, so we got that down to the wheel. I got to pull this stuff. This cable's seized in here, so I've been putting penetrant on it so I can try and get that free from there, and that's from the cat urine too. All right, let's get this thing ready to throw it off the little compressed air so don't get all the sand in the car.
Back down.
Okay. Yep, all blasted. Thank you for the use of the blast cabinet. Well, here for another try. The battery went dead. I didn't realize it. I'm in the mid-sentence, and then I noticed the camera was blank. But anyway, I got the frame. This is the next day, and I got the frame blasted last evening, and I got to go around and hand sand. I didn't take the tag off. I masked it really good, masked this, and in here. So I got a hand sand here and just around here. No big deal. It'll only take me a few minutes. And then that's ready to hang from my cherry picker and roll it out and prime it. So I'll probably do that tomorrow as I'm going out to friends for late lunch, early dinner here in about an hour or so. But anyway, I just thought I'd show, I added hooks to the ceiling to hang stuff because it's just easier. See, I use these light fixture hooks and the power cords, and it's just easier when you can just grab stuff, run out the door and spray it, and then bring it back in. But anyway, we got all the bits and pieces. I got a couple more pieces to get ready for black. I'm going to paint these pieces separate from the frame. I think it'll be easier running it out the door. You know, it's pretty convenient. Run out into the spray booth, spray it, and run it back in, hang it to tack off, and run it out and put a final coat. Usually most of the stuff I put a tack and a final on. Some things I might put a third coat on, but generally the heavier the paint, it's not always a good thing to have a lot of paint. So you want to kind of not, if you put it on too thick, it just isn't as durable. So anyway, we're gonna get all this stuff. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see what the weather is tomorrow. Maybe I'll paint all these bits and pieces. I want to get that hung from the cherry picker so I can prime that. And I think I got just a couple more pieces. I gotta take this off, this bracket, and I gotta get these brackets off and cleaned up. These and this are gloss black. And I don't want to mix up paint just to paint 3 little items. So hopefully that's it. I'm going to go through everything here. I'm going to take these off and this off tomorrow and blast them and get them ready to, and I could paint these the same time I paint the frame. Painting a few, whoops, I'm walking into stuff hanging, walking into this. That's one thing you got to be careful when they're wet. You don't walk into them. But anyway, we're going to get this stuff painted. If it was just 2 or 3, if it was like just this, you know, a few things here, yeah, I'd paint everything at once. But when there's a whole slew of stuff that needs to be painted, and I got those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more items to prep. These are the end caps. They have a little grease seal in them. I want to clean them out really good. These are the caps that go on the end here, and I got to clean the primer off the bushing here with some lacquer thinner. And then that doesn't, you know, I'll just mask them when I go to paint them, but primer's not going to hurt them. That stuff just cleans off in about 2 seconds. So some lacquer thinner on a rag. But yeah, we got tons of little bits and pieces. So let me finish up what I'm doing here, and we'll continue the video on tomorrow. We're predicting halfway decent weather today, so I thought I'd do some painting. So we got the gloss blacky acrylic enamel in the shaker, so we can start painting all these many parts I have hanging from the rafters. I should paint every one a different color, make it look like that plastic light bright Harley on the Autorama video. That bike was absolutely amazing. I loved it. You know, anything that's kind of unusual. That's why I like this. It's just different. I like everything about this bike. This is what I'm going to use. So this is the paint. This is the, I'm going to use fast reducer because it's still kind of cold out. I did turn the heat up to 70 in the garage. This is the hardener. And a little bit of smoothie in case there's oils or anything on the paint. And I already marked up. These upper two marks are, don't pay no mind to them. Those are from a previous marking that when I was going to use this cup. But paint, thinner, hardener, and a few half dozen drops of that. And I'm going to use my Badger Model 400 door jam gun because that's a perfect gun for painting all these little parts. I love this gun. It's easy to clean, easy to use. It really sprays nice. So let me get some paint mixed and we'll do some painting. I'll video it and then speed it up. I got my dad's, this was my dad's tripod. That's what it is. And he even engraved his name in it there. So yeah, this is kind of use it still. Yeah, you're going to hear maybe some colorful language. I'll show you the clip. The paint cup fell off the gun when I went to shoot this. So that'll have to be re-blasted and primed, so that can go with the frame. But yeah, I may have to dig out the sod, put new sod in this spring, and it made a mess of the pavers. That'll probably never come out. I'm just really frustrated right now, extremely aggravated. That's one coat on all various components except for that ignition switch bezel, which I'll have to re-blast and repaint. I guess that's just the way it goes, you know. Sometimes you have mistakes, so I lost a full cup of paint on the ground. Now I got some sod to replace in a month or so. Anyway, let me let this stuff tack up a few minutes, and then we'll start. Actually, I can probably start on the second coat where I started right now. Starting on the second coat on it. There's two coats on everything. It all looks amazing. Came out really nice. Other than I lost a cup of paint, which was total waste, and it made a mess in the yard door. I'm going to have to dig out some dirt and put some new dirt in and reseed or sod. I guess that's just life, right? It's never perfect, is it? It's always going to be some type of issue in life. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you a view of these two coats on everything. And then these over here, that's the very rear bar. That's the underside towards the fender. The fender comes here. The turn signals go on there on each end. This pushes into the frame. That's for the headlight. I actually did put a third coat on this because I noticed a little mist and right on that edge there to where it wasn't completely coated, so I did put a third on that. I inspected everything really good before I cleaned the spray gun. Put a third coat on that too. So there's a couple little areas where I could see thin. This came out perfect. This is what the cat had really trashed. I'll take some lacquer thinner before this is totally hard and clean these off and clean out in there. It was just easier to do that than to mask it. I'll just, like I say, a rag and some lacquer thinner, and I'll do that in about 10 minutes. Skid pan. That holds the rear fender on, the battery box. And where that piece goes, I just showed you that I painted. goes in the end here. So anyway, we're going to get the frame the rest of the way. I got a little sanding here and there to do. Just some minor, very, very minor sand here and there. And then I'll hang this from my cherry picker and get a coat of primer on it. And I'll have to re-sandblast this. This is from one of my... Just started spraying and my paint cup popped off. Yeah, the gasket on the cup is going bad. I turned it around and I can't even latch it with it turned around, but I think if I leave it on there for a day or two, it'll help smash it back up into the way it's supposed to be. Now Dave's given me a whole bunch. Dave, my friend Dave, his dad passed about a year ago, and he's given me a whole bunch of his dad's parts and spray gun parts, and I think there's some gaskets for these cups. So that should take care of that. I have another one of those spray guns brand new in the box. You always break it out. I love that spray gun, but yeah, it kind of made a mess. I took a pan with some lacquer thinner and a paintbrush and tried to clean it out of the brick, but it just doesn't come out. I'll try the pressure washer in the spring, but usually that's just, there's not much you can do about it. So I'm more concerned about the patio getting messed up. The lawn, yeah, I can dig that out and fix that. I'm not, that I can take care of. This, yeah, I don't know. This is the most upsetting to me, is the paint on the pavers. I suppose I could swap some of the pavers out. I have pavers in other places that aren't as visible, so who knows? We'll see when spring comes. Light it with the pressure washer and a wire brush, and if that doesn't get it up, I'll swap out some pavers. I'll see how much video I have here. If I have enough, I'll edit you up a video, and then I'll do a separate video on priming and painting the frame. So if you like this video, definitely hit the thumbs up icon. It'll help. If you like my channel, that 348 engine icon will help you subscribe. And thank you for taking the time to watch my video.